Thank you. Senator Whish-Wilson.
Thank you, Chair. Ms Barnes, could I ask some questions about the marine protected areas process that we're currently going through? Could you outline what the proposed timing is for the remainder of the financial year?
Sorry, because you haven't been here.
Sorry, Chair,
sorry,
you're talking... Sorry, sorry, I thought you were talking to me.
No, sorry.
Okay. Could you outline the proposed timing for the remainder of the financial year, and when you expect the next and final consultation will occur?
Thank you very much. I'm Sally Barnes, Director of National Parks. The statutory process for the making of draft plans and then final plans has commenced. It commenced on the 5th of September and coincided with the Minister putting out the independent review into Commonwealth Marine Reserves. So under the legislation, there are 2 consultation periods, and the first one's one that's called Notice of Intent, and it's when I alert the public and any interested parties that I will be making management plans, so it gives them a chance to actually tell me what I should take into account as I make draft management plans. This process, because we've had the independent review, I also use that Notice of Intent process to alert people to the fact that I was very keen to hear their feedback on the recommendations of the independent review, and that the independent review and the feedback and any other issues of interest that come through this first period will be what I'm using to draft management plans.
And that submission process was extended, is that correct?
It was extended to
and
the
why
31st
was it
of
extended?
October. A number of stakeholders asked whether it could be extended. For example, Norfolk Island Council hadn't had a chance to have a council meeting and they would like to take their submission to the full council. So the statutory period is 30 days and that's what we allocated to start with, but I think it's better to have people actually go through the process and give us their thoughts at the beginning than rush it.
So in relation to my first question though, just to be clear, so you think these plans will be finalised by May 2017 as originally?
By the end of this financial year is where we're heading for, yes. And so that we're hoping to have the draft plans out. So we'll take all those submissions, we'll probably talk to people about just to confirm what's in their submission, obviously look at the ideas, analyse the ideas, and we're hoping to have the draft plan, so something concrete out for everyone to have a look at based on that input by the first quarter of 2007.
So that's the final consultation.
And then those draft plans go out, and once again, from a statutory perspective, it's for 30 days, but we'll have to look at that to see how long people need to really digest it and come back. They feed back comments, and then from there, I finalise the plans and send them to the Minister for his consideration and hopefully approval.
Okay. Could you outline when you expect the management arrangements to become operational, i.e. on the water? Will there be any restrictions on fishing once they're released? So
we'll need to go through the process and look at what the draft management plan says and what makes sense in terms of implementing the recommendations, and we'll need to make sure that it's a smooth transition. So at this stage I can't give you exact details, but by the time the draft plans come out in February or first quarter, we should be able to.
But is it the intention that once it's all said and done and the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, that the restrictions will be in place immediately, or do you think there may be some extended time period for them to come into place?
We'll need to have a look at how many people are involved, where the zoning goes, how many people are involved, how many people might require permits, how we get those in place the most efficient way, how we actually develop the regulatory framework so it works for people. So at this stage, I can't say exactly, but it's our intention to make sure everything's operable as soon as possible.
Okay. In terms of, I suppose it relates directly to what your answer there, and when do you expect to be commencing the commercial fishing displayed effort buyout process?
So once again,
when approximately would you expect to be paying out affected commercial fishers?
So until the plans are finalised, the zoning's finalised, we won't know the quantum of that buyout or the full quantum or the full impacts. But once again, as soon as possible after that, to create certainty for people who are affected and to get people opportunity to move on if they need to.
So as soon as possible. So based on your earlier timeline, then you'd expect by the end of financial year
2017. Hopefully, but once again we can't promise, and it would. But the money There's money in the budget for buyout as well, but until the plans are finalised, we won't know exactly how much of that money is required.
Okay, but just to be clear, that you're hoping the plans will be finalised in terms of draft management plans by end of financial year 17?
Hoping the drafts will be out for comment first quarter 2017,
Yep.
and hoping the final plans are finalised by the end of the financial year.
Okay. I do have other questions, Chair, but I did say only 5 minutes, so I'll perhaps come back to me. Thank you.